Well, let me tell you something, brother.
Snort, snort, snort.
Kogan. Drip.
Snort, snort.
I got the drip. Go. Here comes the special announcement, all right? This coming Wednesday. So this is Wednesday, the 25th. I see that I made an error on my calendar. My calendar says Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. So the date was wrong on my calendar. I have to fix that tonight. I screwed that up. On Wednesday, the 25th, all right, there will not be any podcast. No podcast this coming Wednesday. Wait, what? Why will there not be a podcast? Right? I wonder why. I'm going to tell you why. Because instead of doing my podcast, I'm going to be appearing on a show. That's right. Now, this show is not live broadcast. It is not a live stream. It is an on-demand show. You ready? It is called Desert Island Graps from Cultaholic. For those who don't know, Cultaholic is a audio show about pro wrestling. And they do a bunch of shows a week. They cover all the different wrestling shows. They have an all-star cast of hosts. Like sometimes they have Matthew from Botchamania on there. And so they have invited me to be a guest on this show that's called Desert Island Graps. It's hosted by someone named Tom Campbell. He'll be the person who's going to be interviewing me. And here we go. So here's what the show is about. We're going to talk about my wrestling fandom from back in the day, because as you guys know, I don't watch pro wrestling anymore. But I was a fan of pro wrestling when I was a kid all the way into my teen years. And then I stopped watching right around the end of the new era, new generation, and right before it went to the Attitude Era. Then I stopped watching during the Attitude Era, but I came back to being a fan around the Invasion angle, and I watched it all through the 2000s and 2010s until 2020. And I literally stopped watching it cold in 2020. All right? So we're going to be talking about all that era of wrestling and what I liked about it. And basically the way that they do this on the show, I'm going to choose 3 wrestling matches that I would like to watch if I were stranded on a desert island. You know how they say if you're on a desert island, what 3 things would you take with you? What 3 video games would you play? Well, what 3 wrestling matches would I like to watch over and over if I were on a desert island? This is a tough question, because even though I haven't, actively watched wrestling recently, dude, I've seen so much wrestling. And I was thinking, I don't want to spoil. I want you to obviously listen to the show. So I'm not going to spoil, but I know for a fact some of the matches are going to be like old matches from back in the day that I remember being super hype matches. So I'm going to think about that. And basically, I'm going to be interviewed during the same time that I would have done my podcast. I'm going to be interviewed by these guys, and it's going to be like a Zoom call. So I actually have to get my webcam working with my new PC, and I need to get it working with Zoom, and I have to do all this by Wednesday morning. While, by the way, I'm still operating my normal work. I'm putting up blackout curtains throughout my home. I got to figure all this out. So like I said, I've been so busy recently. Like every moment of my life is filled with doing shit that's getting me so busy. And here we go again, right? So this should be fun because it's so different than anything that I would normally do in my comfort zone. This is something that's relating to pro wrestling, something that, I watched a ton of in my lifetime. I'm curious what, Tom Campbell would like to ask me about pro wrestling, or maybe I'm sure he knows all about the old days and we'll have a reminiscing about it and stuff like that. So for what I'm going to understand, it's about an hour appearance, hour-ish. And so basically I'm going to appear on the show. Once they're done recording, the way it works is if you become a patron of theirs on Patreon, which is patreon.com/cultaholic, that show will go live that day. And you can watch it or listen to it, I should say, right away. I don't know if it's video, too. I know it's audio. I think it's video as well. They said basically they're going to do both because I guess people can watch it on their Patreon video, but then the audio goes on their show because I guess they're on everything. They're like in all the audio distribution networks and stuff, right? Like podcasting. So I'm not exactly sure 100%, but I'm going to be set up with everything, with camera and microphone and everything. So if you're a part of their Patreon, you could see it the day of, right? And then if you're not, then they're going to put out for free that show on Sunday the 29th on the Cultaholic podcast feed. So that's wherever their podcast can be seen or heard. You're going to be able to hear this show and watch it on, I guess, Sunday the 29th. Okay? So I will not have a podcast on Wednesday because I'm appearing on Desert Island Graps from the Cultaholic Show. It's a fun interview talking about old school wrestling, my 3 like favorite matches that I can remember from back in the day, and just shooting the shit. You know, we're also going to talk about me and what I'm up to because it's a way to get exposure to a whole new crowd. You know, this is a wrestling show. I'm playing WWE champions now. It may actually get some people to come over and watch me play WWE champions every day, every couple of weeks, or every couple of times a week that I play it. So it could be cool, right? So there you go. Yeah, let's see how it goes. I'm excited for this. So this is this Wednesday. I got to keep reminding you, no podcast on Wednesday because I'm doing this appearance instead. Let's see how it goes. All right, I think hopefully it'll go well and maybe give me some exposure to a whole new audience. Okay, cool.
I got the drip going. 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 It's like a faucet that's dripping. You can't make it stop. So what do you want me to do? Have a mute button that every second I'm tapping the mute button just in case I'm gonna have to clear. Like, this is what I mean. These dumb kids. This is what it is. It's dumb kids.